I'm not happy. I'm not. I really am not. It's a fake smile. So that was the sound of freedom. That was the sound of America and our sponsor, Monster Zero Ultra, or as they would say in Spanish, Gringa. Gringa Moy la el Chupacabra. And that would be the white monster. Welcome back. It's the SBC Podcast, and we're back with more back pain, and back pain that doesn't go away, but not because I'm gay. Well, I'm not gay. It's what I'm trying to say is I'm not gay. The back pain was from auto collision, and life happens, and we just keep moving, and that's why I'm here. I'm here doing this because I can't, do the things that I used to. But that's boring. So who cares? I had something written down. UFC. So I'm a big UFC doer and stuff. My brother was in. Well, my brother he fights. He fights amateur fighting, and you know he came from he he got out of prison, and honestly he's a little gay, and I think an environment over spending time in an environment and for over a year could change you to that environment. I remember when he first came home and he was like, yo, phone time's up, get off the fucking phone. And I was like, dude, you know we both have phones. And some things I just didn't understand. Like, I'd walk past the hallway, and the bathroom door would be wide open, and he's just letting you know well, what would they call it, the just opening up you know that back end booty for some poopy, or whatever people say. I don't know, and I don't, it's not, to me it's not really, but he was going to the bathroom, where the one where you have to sit down. And sometimes if you're gay, you sit down and go to the bathroom. So it's, to me, if I were going number two, let's call it that, so we can keep it PG 19, or whatever they say. Yeah, if I were doing it, man, if I were sitting down, going to the bathroom, and you know, I don't, you know, I don't use both nozzles, if you know what I'm saying. Like, I don't. If I'm going to the bathroom, it's one or the other. So I'd stand up to go number one. I'd sit down to go number two. But at this point, if you're doing both and sitting down, then you could probably check. That hurt. You probably check your family history. And the reason I say that is because you probably like a little penis, or vagina, and if you're a girl. And actually, well, I think girls have to sit down no matter what. So I think they're pretty straight. Um, but anyways, he would do stuff like that. He would go to the bathroom and leave the door open. And he's like, "Hey, Ron," or "What up?" JJ or something. And that's a multiracial name. Don't I'm not saying that certain type of people are in prison and are named JJ, everyone, I could be named fucking, you don't even know my name, honestly, ask me my name, and I could probably say JJ, but I won't, because it's Sean. Um, you know, but yeah, you spend enough time somewhere, like, if you spend enough time in Ireland, you'll probably sit around drinking all the time, and not taking care of your family. Might regret saying that later, but it's okay. You spend time in China, and let's say Japan. If you spend time in Japan, you're gonna probably want, sushi or something, a lot, and then you're gonna be bowing a lot. It's just, oh, thank you, and then it's just bows, and it's culture. You put a white baby in Africa, then he's gonna grow up to be, what's his name, UFC Duplessis, and that's how that happens, and he's African, but his skin is not African. Skin color is not African, and he which means the sun reflects off of his skin more than the majority of people in Africa would absorb light and absorb sun and get tanner and tanner. Um, but I've also seen, talking about, what is it? I think, bowling's a white people sport, but as soon as, and I have, I've had black friends before in high school and stuff. And, I didn't let them go, but, people grow, and, some people get injured and do podcasts now, and they keep moving on with their life. And um, it's not like we're not friends anymore, but we don't talk, we don't talk anymore. But my point of that is that black people are good at everything, and that's what it is, you know. Um, Personally, I think we should have taken out the guy that invented the N word, because he kind of he kind of stirred up history a lot, and maybe that was his intention. He's like, oh, I know a great name for, and that's not, to me, that's not cool, and he really made everything devastating. If so, I mean, imagine if it didn't exist, people were just calling him like, hey, you person that, that's different than us, it's like, oh, that's not offensive at all, and hey, you look different, but the N word it's got power. I don't think we should give it power, but unfortunately, boom, 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 be some, boom. Unfortunately, we do, and that's the world we live in today. Oh, I accidentally fucking shaved my eyebrow, and I'm not really happy about it. I like to trim up my eyebrows, because I stay pretty groomed, and it's funny because groom could mean two different things. It could mean, being inappropriate to a child, touching his body, or clean cut, shaven, haircut. There's two different meanings to it. So let's, if you ever say it in public, let's specify the meaning. Let's hey, I'm well, hey, dude, I groomed that child, and that's a tricky one, because you're a hairstylist you're taking the bus home, and it's like, hey, how was your day, Tony? and he's like, "Hey, I groomed the kid, and it's nothing. I mean, and it's like we got to specify here because it'll get tricky, and then next thing you know, the cops are called and stuff, and he's like, "Hey, I gave him a haircut. It's nothing harmful, but the other kid I did touch, and it's like, you know, don't do it. Don't touch kids." Um, yeah, dude. Everyone's dream is to find something happening in public, and you could be a hero. Um, that's how people used to think. Now people just want something to video, to get a lot of likes, and it's like, hey, that was my video. And then someone's gonna be like, wow, you're a piece of shit. You just watched while this child got you know stolen or something. Whatever the case may be, you just watched while this grown man grabbed this kid's ice cream cone and ate it. But yeah, we won't get to because stuff happens in the world and it's not good. One thing I want to touch base on, because I used to do it when I was a kid, and not groom kids, but wouldn't that be cannibalism? That would be sexual cannibalism, wouldn't it? If you were the same age, you were 7 and 7, you can't be a pedophile if you're grooming another 7-year-old. If you're 7, that'd be just sexual cannibalism. Um, and I don't think that's a thing. That's concerning if it is. Because that kid is probably exposed to some stuff that he shouldn't have been, and it's like spreading an infection. You know, and I think that's how real cannibalism happens. Is someone tries to a bit of femur or thigh or ass cheek or something, and it's like, damn, what was that? And then someone says that was a cow, but you just can't find the same taste, and you end up killing someone, and you finally figure out that was human, and you're like, well, I mean, we don't have to get too that deep into it, but people just go off the rails. But one thing, who normalized, you see these? I gotta adjust my back. Hold on. Anyways, you see these? Do they look shiny to you? Like white, whiter, or I usually don't smile and stuff, but because what's there to smile? Well, life. There's life's to smile about. The unpredictable outcome of life is just something to smile about. But anyways, I had gotten white teeth whitening strips. I've done two sessions. I might stop there because if we keep going, there might be a real huge glare on this camera, and recording would be compromised, and I'd have to wear a mouth guard or tape my mouth up. And how would I speak? And I'd have to learn how to speak through my booty and stuff, and I don't have the time for that because I already started this podcast, and I don't have time to train for a year or two. I don't know how long it takes. Let's see how long it takes. How long does it take to learn? And I spelled learn wrong because I have dyslexia. I'm gonna be honest, 100% honest. Don't make fun of me. Learn, Learn. I did it right the second time. Learn. How long does it take to learn how to speak out of your butt or butthole? I'm just gonna say but because it's a little. Let's see. What does it say? Based on the search result, it's not possible to learn how to speak out of your butt. Okay. All right. People are obviously not open-minded here, but you know, anything's possible. You know, a lot of people say it. You know, Jocko Willink. You know, a lot of famous people say it, and we didn't even get to the point. The point is what parent normalized kissing their kid on the lips, you know, and because I did, both of my parents I did, you know, and I don't remember when we stopped. I mean, I don't think we ever did, honestly. I mean, probably still do to this day. I'm not aware of it. But a child, you know, you could do it as an adult. It's like, hey, this is my mom, you know, mom meet girlfriend, or, you know, mom meet, you know, my new transgender wife, husband, because remember we're in 2025. This is my new Gemini twin. Some people would say this is my YN if you're gay or if you're a girl. And you know, oh hey, it's good to see you, mom or dad, and right on the lips. As an adult, but children, it's like I don't know who's the one that started it, and why did they start it? Did they start it? There's two reasons you could have started it. One, we don't have to explain because we were talking about it earlier, and the other, I guess, is to hey, this is how you're supposed to. That makes sense. It makes sense. Your mom kisses you when you're a kid. Your dad kisses you when you're a kid on your lips, and it's like, hey, we love you, no matter who you choose. But when we get a divorce, you're only picking a one or the other. Maybe I saw that wrong. No, you got your mom, you got your dad, and it's like, hey, we just want to see if you like women or men. And that could be a theory. It really could. Or that a whole divorce thing. Pick your parents' side. You know, go live with whoever, and you know the other one doesn't talk to you, and um, you know, I got dyslexia. I'm gonna stay there. I have it, and it's honestly, I think it's fake. I think it's a fake made up disease. I think it's a fake made up name. Obviously, it's it didn't have it wasn't a thing. It was we just got so much shit. It's just like Brenda's got 50 years, 70, 400. Name someone 400 years ago that had anxiety. What? Anxiety. It's just like what? What? They don't even know what it is. Like, what a fancy word. What does that mean? Anxiety. Dyslexia is not real. It's not. It is, and I've said it before, but I'll say it again. And I've said it many times over many years, and I'm gonna be honest. I did only say it one time, but it felt like the point I got across was years long. And that's my theory on dyslexia, is that the book government, or the higher, the one who controls all the books, the dictionary, um, got more complicated over the years. And the people that couldn't read out these new crazy fucking stupid silent BR silent I. Hell, the whole fucking word was silent. It was just, and people couldn't read it. They couldn't read it right, or, oh, no, it's pronounced vasectomy. What? I didn't fucking see the X. I didn't see the Y. I didn't see the W. I didn't see any of that in the word. And you got extra letters. Why? Well, that's because you have dyslexia. What the fuck is dyslexia? What the fuck is that? Who said that? And that's my back hurting. But that's also, it's my theory. They kept making up new words. Hell, they probably added to the alphabet. The alphabet could have had fucking 15. A through W. No fucking nothing else. Let me look that up, because if that was 15, that's impressive. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W. And we stop at W because that is way more than 15. Let's see this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. We were pretty close. But the point is, the alphabet could have been 23 letters. And they could have added on over the years. I mean, xylophone is spelled with an... Let me see this. It's spelled with an X. That's what I saw. Alright. Let's do this so we don't get this wrong. Text to speech for the people with dyslexia. Xylophone. Alright. Hold on. I didn't catch it. Xylophone. Just as I thought. Wait, hold on. Oh. Let's go back. Give me a second. Y'all can't be reading my notes. I accidentally put that in the wrong notes. Alright. Xylophone. Look at that. What? Dude, I could study this for a year and still spell it wrong. Gosh damn. Oh, this hurts. Oh, but we're almost done. Sadly. But I do gotta get at least two episodes out a week coming up soon. I keep saying that, but I mean it. This is my favorite day because it's my therapy. It's my therapy session because, unfortunately, I don't have the, I don't have, not a lot of people listen nowadays. Parents don't listen because they got their own thing going. And I'm here. What the fuck is up with, what's it called? A butter beat off. You know what that is? I didn't make that up, but butter beat off is where you get, popcorn and a lady or a man, because this is 2025. But personally, I would choose a lady. I wouldn't choose a man. If I did, I'd hope he has soft hands. But and I'd probably watch the movie, and imagine it was a woman. And anyways, you you pop a hole through the bottom and you know, butter. You know what I mean? For some reason, I mean that doesn't sound really enticing to me at all. And oh, my back. Enticing. Let's see if we can do this. This might be the last thing we do. It does not sound enticing to me. I wonder if I had gotten the definition right to use that in that sentence. If I haven't, tap me on my shoulder. If you see me in person, I owe you $20. Fuck, I forgot the word. Enticing. Alright, thanks. I owe y'all. Enticing. Attractive or tempting. Got y'all. I knew that was right. But, doesn't seem like my, bag of butter or whatever the saying is. Cup of tea, that's what it is. Yeah, it doesn't sound like my cup of tea to be doing that butter beating off and stuff. And nothing wrong with that. I'm not gay. And I know it. I'm not. Do I look gay? Be honest with me. No, because I don't wear earrings. And that was a joke, I know a lot of people wear earrings out there, and it could be like, oh, my grandma gave me these earrings, and this is the only thing she had because she came here from Ethiopia, and this is the only material item she bought here, and this is what I have to remember her by, and I wear it around my ears so I can, hear her spirit speak to me every night. Every night. Bro, I love Texas Roadhouse, but them rolls can roll up my booty because them bitches are fucking loaded with carbs. They're loaded with carbs. Trying to eat healthy and stay strict so I can, help my situation out here. And bro, if you got into my situation by doing gay, doggy style or whatever they do, and I don't even know if that's a thing. Oh, I don't know. I'm not gay, so I wouldn't know. If you're gay, comment and do whatever. But it'd be crazy if you got hurt like that from doggy style. That means that dude really big. He's got a lot of weight and crushes. Anyways, that's gay. No, that's too gay for me to talk about. I want to thank y'all for watching, and hopefully we'll be here again this week. And can't make any promises, but we're gonna try.